Bunbury. Harkes. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. Goal. DC United.
Great memories. I haven't been out here in a long time. Nice stadium to play in, huh?
John Harkes helped get this franchise going, helping to truly establish this country as a soccer nation. And now, as DC United enters a new chapter, Ian Harkes has a chance to craft his own story.
Slots it for Franklin. Franklin, the turn, escorts it down to Harkes.
Don't even have to see a face. You can just see the way he moves, the way he carries himself, and you say, well, that's John Harkes' son. John Harkes was the captain of the national team. It was an incredible generation that qualified for the 1990 World Cup. And then 1994, we host the most incredible World Cup. And the next step is to have a professional outdoor league back, a top flight professional outdoor league back in this country. So he gets signed by DC United, and it just seemed like the perfect fit. The captain of the US national team is captain of the team in the nation's capital.
It's a big risk. You know, you're leaving the Premier League, but the Peter Vermeeses and Tab Ramoses of the world, we always talked about, can we get back to the States and really help fire up a country and have a professional league one day so that, you know, our kids can play in it and enjoy it. You know, you take on that responsibility of trying to build something from scratch. It culminated in a great first season.
Sean Medved calling for the corner. It will spin towards the box, and DC United stands alone as champions of Major League Soccer.
In the first year, it was kind of like we're eye-opening, like what's going on here, pro club, and we had the core fan base here. But in the second year, we hosted the MLS Cup final here in pouring down rain, 57,000 plus fans. That was crazy.
Harkes against Harris, good ball into the area. Header, goal! And a big one for the champions looking to repeat.
To me, he's just dad. But you hear other people talk about his story, so you start checking it out. I've definitely seen the highlights and seen some of his footage and his games from when he was younger. So I started figuring out, you know, he's a pretty special player.
Pitch is incredible. You got a ball? We came back from England when Ian was 1, so he kind of remembers being around training, you know, fields and stuff like that. But you know, he was kind of young, you know, to really understand what was happening. I do remember you coming on the field when you were younger.
There's a bunch of kids that our age. I remember just running around after games. We'd always go shoot on goal.
Yeah, there was like not a lot of security back in that day.
No, everyone just hopped over.
He was always passionate about the game. Ian was one of those kids that just kind of took to it and had a certain determination and passion about the game. You know, he had a ball with him wherever he went. You know, we didn't shove it down his throat and say, this is what Dad did or this is what Mom did, you know, UVA or overseas in England. It was more about who are you and what do you want to do? Ian got overlooked quite a bit because of his size. He was very small. I always knew, though, that he had the skill set, you know, to do well, and he had to continue with his own determination and passion if that's what he wanted. People find their way, and you nudge him a little bit at times, and you pull back on him a little bit times, and, you know, you just try to do your best as a dad.
My sophomore year of college, I was not really pushing myself too hard, and they, you know, sat me down and were saying, like, what are your goals? Are you, you know, do you still want this dream? And made me, you know, write down my goals and just really push myself. And one of those goals was to become the best player in college.
Corey Hayes now in the box. Harkes with that shot. What a goal from Ian Harkes!
I just remember he was just, you know, saying how proud he was. It was funny though, because you go through all those 3.5 years in college grinding and making a name for yourself and getting there, and then you come to the next level and you got to start over. We were obviously hoping over that winter break that I'd get an opportunity with some club, and I was very fortunate that DC took the chance on me.
He was very, very well-rounded. His foundation, his composure, how easy the college game was for him. Ian had had a few options overseas. We were selling opportunity. We were selling, come play for your home club.
And it looks like it's going to be Harkes.
To have, another Harkes out there playing, it's wonderful. My job now is to push him to where he needs to be, and that's one of the best midfielders in this country.
Seeing Ian play makes me feel old because I was here when his father was, a star for this team.
He's got big boots to fill. Let's say that. He's got very big boots to fill.
This is Harkes.
The moment's not too big for Ian because he grew up around this.
Ian Harkes. Harkes slaloming through 3 defenders.
He's got the great vision and a great feel. Whatever soccer DNA was in his dad was transferred to his son.
There's moments where you see the calmness he has under pressure in really tight spaces and come out of there and then find the open pass, and wow, you go, phew, he's there.
Ian Harkes draws a crowd. Harkes spins, turns, shoots. It's blocked. Harkes staying with it. Boy, I thought that was the moment Ian Harkes was going to get his first ever goal in Major League Soccer.
That's been cool, just hearing stories from people that talk about how they've been here since '96 and how they're so excited for the new stadium and everything.
Yeah, you got to think about how many games, the countdown of games that you're playing here. You're closing out the stadium. It's going to be.
Got to make everyone count.
Somebody said that to me. Well, you were the first in the stadium, and he'll be the last one to close it down. I was like, wow. It is pretty special.
Is it going this way or going to be going that
way? This way, so you're standing almost, this is about the main entry right here.
Audi Field is going to be really exciting. Been a long time coming, and I think from the club standpoint, it pushes them to new heights. From the players, I think the players are going to be really excited. And I know Ian's, talked about it.
John Harkes helped get this franchise going in RFK Stadium. Now Ian Harkes is part of the future of this team in a brand new stadium, Audi Field, as DC United enters a new chapter. It's important that the Harkes name stays with this team, just like John Harkes is part of the team's wall of tradition and should be. Maybe one day Ian Harkes will join them.